Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the top 5 best tape measures that are available on the market for their true quality. I made this list based on my personal opinion and hours of research and have listed them based on popularity, quality, price, durability, user opinions, and more. If you want to see more information and the updated price, you can check out the description below. Also, make sure to subscribe for more reviews. Okay, so let's get started with the video. Starting at number 5, we have the Irwin Strait-Line tape measure. This professional quality tape won our top overall spot thanks to a sturdy housing that resists damage even if dropped. The Irwin Strait-Line tape measure was a very accurate, durable, and useful tape measure for professionals, DIYers, and around-the-house users alike. This has a sliding lock to hold the blade extended when in use, and we found it very easy to slide with just one thumb during testing. Although a bit on the large side, we found that the 16-foot and 25-foot models were easy to hold and comfortable. We loved the finger brake opening at the bottom of the tape measure that lets you control the speed of the blade as it retracts. No more abrupt motions that can knock the tool out of your hand. We found the measurement indicators large and easy to read, and both sides of the blades have the full range of measurements, so use the tape measure in tight or awkward spots. The one downside we found was the standout of this tape measure wasn't quite as good as some others in our tests. The 25-foot model tested at around 13 feet, but the 16-foot model had a great standout of 12 feet. There is also a belt clip that easily attaches, but this measuring tape is a bit bulky for some tool pouches. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Contractor LR tape measure. If you need a basic tool for taking measurements around the house, there's no need to break your budget for a tape measure. We found the 25-foot Contractor LR to be very accurate, and while we don't think it's the best choice for frequent or professional use, it's a worthy addition to the toolbox for occasionally measuring objects around the house. The measurements are in black on both sides of the blade, which we thought was very helpful. The blade itself is white on one side and yellow on the other, which gives you options when using the tape measure in a spot with dim light that makes it a little harder to read the measurements. It is double-coated nylon for durability, but flatter than other tape measures we tested, which reduced the standout to around 9 feet. The blade lock is positioned a bit awkwardly, and we had to reposition our hands to use it. It also has a somewhat aggressive recoil, meaning that if you don't take care, the retracting blade might nick you. Still, for the price point, this is a fine, sturdily constructed tape measure. At number 3, we have the Crescent Lufkin Shockforce dual-sided tape measure. Admittedly, many tape measures are not easy to read. However, that's not the case with this option from Crescent, which has the measurements in the standard horizontal orientation on the top of the blade and has them in a vertical orientation on the blade's bottom. That's especially useful when measuring over your head or in tight spots or places that aren't easy to access. We tested the 16-foot and 25-foot versions of this tape and found that the blades pulled out smoothly and recoiled well, although with a bit of a catch on the 25-foot model. However, we found it a bit tricky to hook the tape measure onto our belt. This is a very sturdy tape measure with a 1-3 16-inch matte nylon-coated blade that reduces glare. It has excellent standout, with the 16-foot model testing at around 11 feet and the 25-foot model testing at around 13 feet. The measurements are black against yellow tape for improved readability, and the marks are down to 1/1/16 of an inch the entire length of the blade. It also has standard measurements for studs and joists. At number 2, we have the Milwaukee compact tape measure. If squinting at the tiny measurement markings on a tape measure isn't your favorite part of using these tools, then you'll appreciate the clearly marked fractions on this tape measure, which are actual numerals, not just lines indicating 1/8, 1/14, and 1/12 inches. However, you'll still need to count line markings for 1/16 of an inch. We tested both the 16-foot and 25-foot models and found them to be very accurate, comfortable to hold, and quite easy to read. The 1-inch wide blade is coated with nylon for durability, and the tape measure's case is very sturdy. It has a rubbery coating for an easy grip and added protection against damage from drops. In our tests, the standout of both the 16-foot and 25-foot tape measures was around 9 feet, which is shorter than most others we evaluated. The blade lock was easy to use with just one thumb, and the recoil was smooth and not overly aggressive. This makes the tape measure well suited for home, workshop, or garage projects. It's also very reasonably priced. While this is not a professional level tool, it is a fine choice for the average user, especially one who struggles to read the markings on most other tape measures. And finally, at number 1, we have the Stanley FatMax Classic Tape Measure. This iconic 25-foot tape measure is in the toolboxes of many professionals, but it's especially ideal for DIYers and others who want a tape measure for use around their homes. We found it to be very comfortable to hold, easy to clip onto a belt, and even easier to slide the blade lock on or off with just one thumb. We also noted that the recoil was a bit slow but reliable. The sturdy, non-slip, rubber-coated case protects the tool from damage even if dropped from a height. It also has a nicely designed end hook that makes it easy to grab onto whatever you are measuring to keep the tape measure in place. The measurements are marked in large, easy-to-read black numbers down to 1/1/16 of an inch. Standard stud and joist spacings are marked as well. The 1/4-inch wide blade is coated for strength and durability, with an additional layer of protective coating on the first 4/1/2 inches of the blade. In our tests, the standout was around 10 feet, which isn't especially impressive, but is more than adequate for the types of projects typically handled by DIYers or for use around the home. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions related to this product, you can leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible.